Well, I can tell you that I don't trust you.
Well, then you have impeccable instincts.
If you don't leave now, we'll die together.
I think she's a wonderful actress. She's like an old-fashioned movie star. It's like she's got so much charisma, so much aura around her. And when her name got mentioned for this role, it seemed perfect.
Isn't it great that Bond finally gets somebody around his own age?
I think
as a
so, but
romantic
you know,
interest?
we didn't even consider her age when we were asked. When her name, like I said, when her name came up, it was like, well, she's the right person for it. It was only afterwards, when people started bringing it up, that we actually even thought about it.
But actually, when I met Mendes, he told me that he has in his mind a woman, mature woman, and for the first time, there is a relation that James Bond has with a woman that is older than him. And in the film, Sam Mendes created a dark atmosphere because he wanted to show this woman that really looks 50 on screen. And he has this darkness that we can see that she's lonely, she's desperate, and she wants to get out from this situation. And even though she doesn't have the beauty of the youth anymore, but she still has femininity and sensuality.
There's still beauty,
and
but there's mature beauty.
Yeah, mature beauty. But it's the first time that we can see this in James Bond.
It was having a break from Skyfall, doing something else, which was, in my case, going and doing a theatre project, and then having some ideas about, well, you know, if I were to do it again, what would I want to see? What would I want to see happen to Bond? What would I want to see happen to M and Q and Moneypenny? And I felt very possessive of them, and like I wanted to tell their story. And then I had 2 or 3 big narrative ideas that I can't, you know what they are because you've seen the movie, but I can't really reveal them to an audience. And when I'd had those, I really wanted to tell the story. So for me, it was all about what could happen next.
Something that we feel is real.
Is it true that you also went and met some people from Secret Services who prepped you for the movie?
I can't say, but you might be right.
They probably recruited you, that's why you couldn't.
I am, maybe.
You'd be perfect as a spy.
You think?
I could see you as a spy.
He really is, yeah. Could you be a good spy?
I was actually told by the Secret Service person
Really?
that I met.
You
that-
all met them?
Yeah.
Wait, no.
I was told that
You
I'd
had
be
the job until you
perfect
boasted
candidate.
about it. And now you're...
No, that's okay.
I would be the perfect spy.
Yes, but I'm not a spy, so I can let it out. You, on the other hand, potentially are a spy, so that's why you can't.
What makes a good spy?
Well, I was told it was the ability to encourage people to speak more than they actually want to. And I was told that that's the ability.
A bit like
I have.
journalists, that's what it
Yes, exactly.
Journalists.
You'd be a good
Yeah.
journalist as
Yeah.
well. On the subject of e-clouds and technology, do you think it is a real threat, and shall we be cautious of what we put online?
It has absolutely nothing to do with what I think about it. It's a threat. Do you believe that the atomic bomb exists? Do you believe that it could explode? It has nothing to do with belief. That's a fact. Should we be cautious? You know what? The biggest problem of this whole cloud thing is that our caution doesn't make any difference. It's happened. It's too late. They design face recognition software, put it in the so-called social networks, and claim it as an advantage for society. Could someone please conclusively explain why it would be an advantage to have my face recognized by a machine so it can enter data for someone that no one knows to be manipulated? Really not.
I have a question.
Well, what's that?
Why, given every other possible option, does a man choose the life of a paid assassin?
Well, it was that or the priesthood.
No, it was a surprise, and when I first got the call, I thought that, you know, everybody will do the casting and it will never work. But then I did the casting. I had unfortunately, I had this spear, so I lost the lines while doing the casting. I was extremely shy, and I don't know, I started to have like a panic attack. And but then I did the casting, and then it was terrible, and I asked if I could do it again. And so I did it again, and then it was, I think, all right.
It turns out Sam Mendes wasn't using stunt doubles unless it was absolutely necessary. The train scene proved especially challenging for Daniel Craig and Dave Bautista.
Really not, no, because it's very tight on the train, so the camera has to be very close. So most of it's me. There are some bits which I'm glad I didn't do because they would have hurt way too much. But we rehearsed it for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Continually before we started shooting, and then during filming we had false railway carriages set up, and we could do the fight from beginning to end without stopping. We didn't do that in the scene. We cut it into pieces, but we knew where we were. And David's an incredible person to work with because he's a fighter, so he knows how to move, and he's quite scary.
He's very intimidating.
Yeah,
when
he
you
is.
look
But
at
that's
him.
what a great henchman.
I mean, how many injuries have you had like during the films on Bond
All 4
series?
films.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think countless.
What have you?
I've had my shoulder done. I've had all sorts of stuff and bits of surgery done on myself. But it's a very. I've enjoyed the physicality of doing it, of doing these films. I always wanted to do it, and it's if I was playing a sport, I'd pick up injuries. I mean, if you commit to something, you pick up injuries. So
It's like being a sportsman.
I mean, I'm no sportsman, but that's how I kind of I see it, and I have a very good surgeon.
How do you decompress after doing film like this, which is really a long production period?
You see your family. I mean, that's who you miss. That's the hardest part of shooting the film is you miss your family, and so you just go home, and there's no room for James Bond at my house.
If you like my videos and would like to stay up to date with my latest interviews and reviews, please subscribe to my channel, and I promise I'll bring something very exciting very soon.